Hi, it's like watching The Circle all over again. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good. My name's Jason. I'm joined with John.
Hi there. How
Awesome.
are you?
Nice to meet you guys.
Nice to
Nice to
meet
meet
you.
you. So, how did you get involved with The Circle?
So I had filled out something in my email, I guess, and I didn't like remember it. And then I got contacted by one of the producers, Tiffany, who had contacted me regarding the application. She was like, "Hey, we loved your application. Like, we would love for you to come in." And I had no idea what it was about. And then from then I had a Skype interview, and then it was kind of just like a domino effect after that. Like there was just interview after interview, paperwork, all kinds of crazy stuff.
So it was like multiple step process in order to get to the final cast, so to speak, for the circle.
Yeah, it was like months. It was
Wow.
probably from like March until August.
I know social media is a big thing in your life now, but was it prior to the show?
No, I mean I had like almost 10,000 followers on Instagram before the show happened. So Instagram was something that I love doing. I've always done Instagram and YouTube. So that was something that I used. It did as more of a hobby. It didn't bring me any like financial stability or anything like that. So I enjoyed doing it and I love doing it. And I learned how to edit and all of those things. So I was kind of prepared for this lifestyle before it even happened. But it definitely wasn't like any source of income or anything serious for me at the time.
Nice. Whenever I talk to somebody about the show The Circle, one, they're surprised that I watched it because I guess I'm not in the demographic, but I really like the show. I'm not a reality show guy, so that says a lot that I really enjoyed the show. I think it's just because the interactions with the people, and I think the American one was probably the best one because it was less cutthroat and more just, actually getting to know people the way social media is supposed
Yeah.
to be.
You know what? Can we buried the lead a little bit? Sammie, could you tell maybe the listeners what the circle is about, like what the show entails?
Yeah, of course. So the overall show is just a social experiment of putting people in an environment where they're completely secluded. They're alone and by themselves, and they have no physical or any kind of contact with the other people that are playing against them. And so basically, you have to get to know people through a social media app that was created by Netflix called The Circle. And you have to vote for each other and rate each other. And basically, the most popular person in the house at the end of the experiment, so to speak, is the winner who wins the circle. And so, like, every couple of days, they have a rating, and you have to rate somebody on how much you like them or maybe don't like them. And you put them in an order from like 1 to 5 or 1 to 7, 1 to 8, depending on how many people are in the house at the time. And then it just goes from there. Usually, the top two people become influencers, and then the people at the end usually go home, depending on whoever the influencers are. There was a couple twists and turns and spins to it, but that's usually how it went.
How long were you guys in the apartments?
I don't know exactly how many days we were there, but I was in the UK for a month.
Okay. And I know that on TV they only show us like clips of your guys' conversations, but were there more like that just don't make the TV?
Oh, there was so much more. There were
Okay,
so many more conversations that I know other people had and that I had with other people that happened that they didn't put in the show.
nice. Do you have anything that you might have said on the show that maybe you regret now, looking back in hindsight?
The trampoline thing, I wish I didn't say because my parents were watching it and I was so embarrassed. But it's so crazy because I wasn't even supposed to, oh my God, I forgot to put my phone on Do Not Disturb. I'm so sorry. Okay, there we go.
No
All right, we're
problem.
good. So I so I'm in the bathroom, we're having a talk, and like Adam asked a crazy question, like, what was your wildest romp or something like that. And my producer started laughing because like I talk crazy anyway. Like I definitely don't have a filter when I talk anyway. So she was like, "Oh, I can't wait to hear this one. Like, what are you gonna say?" And I was like, "Well, the one thing that I wanted to say, I couldn't say because of the people that happened with. Like, I know that they wouldn't be happy if I said it. So I was like, all right, I'm not gonna say that." And then she was like, "You've never done anything else crazy?" And I just said like, "Oh, I got eaten out on a trampoline once, but I'm not gonna say that." So then I kept going, and then I see that they put that on there. I'm literally watching it, and I'm like, "Oh my God." And I have a trampoline in my backyard, and my parents texted me, and they were like, "Please just tell us it wasn't our trampoline." And I was just like, oh, it was just so embarrassing.
But you know what? That's a good lesson for folks that are watching, that you need to watch what you say. You don't know what'll make air. So
I didn't even think anything of it, though. That's the thing. Like, it was just like nonchalant, like, oh, well, I did that. But, not thinking it was going to be on national television.
So speaking of kind of looking back on saying some things, I was doing some research this morning, and I came across an interview where you stated that you didn't think that The Circle was going to be such a big hit. Like, it was going to be and it would be popular, but it's like off charts. So do you go back and kind of doubt your original thinking on that, or do you still feel the same way? Kind of?
No, of course not. Now I can't. But in the beginning, like, even when I stopped, like, when I was done filming and I landed back in Miami and I went back to work, like, I totally forgot about the show. And I would talk about it with my cast members, and they're like, I don't even know what to expect. Like, the whole show could flop. We don't really know if it's going to even take off, so we don't want to get too excited and, like, then, like, make ourselves look dumb. But when the trailer dropped on December 10th, it, like, blew up just from the trailer, and I was like, oh, my God, this is crazy. And then, like, my social media just didn't stop for, like, a good, like, 3.5 months. It was just, like, nonstop going. And it was crazy. It was a crazy experience. But I'm happy that I didn't, like, over expect anything, like, because I didn't have any expectations at all, which I think made it way better, because I was like, wow, this is, like, it made it more fulfilling that I didn't have any expectations for it. And I feel like every single day it exceeds my expectations, just of the things that happen in my life because of that show.
Yeah, when I was working, my friends Kylie and Caitlin would talk about the show, and I'm like, I come home and I tell my roommate, who's my ex-wife, I'm like, we got to watch the show that everybody's talking about at work. It's like, I don't like reality TV. I don't expect to watch it. And then, like, 5 episodes in, we're still sitting on the couch like, oh, don't get rid of Sammie and Siobhan. Like, anybody else, it's fine.
That's so funny. I've heard that from so many people.
So with this project, with The Circle being filmed last year, do you find it a little bit eerie that now, in our current situation, we are communicating a lot more via the internet, and we're stuck inside a lot more and whatnot? Is it a little bit of an odd Twilight Zone-y feel, kind of, so to speak?
Not really, because The Circle, like, I guess to the outside world, people are like, oh, it's just the same as, like, when The Circle. But it's nothing like The Circle. Like, people don't understand that we had no physical contact with anyone. We didn't get to leave. We couldn't open our windows. We couldn't open our doors. Like, I couldn't just go outside and take a fucking walk, like how people can do that now. You know what I mean? I didn't have my animals with me. I didn't have the food that I wanted. Like, I was probably the most uncomfortable. It was the most uncomfortable and extremely emotional situation. Whereas, like, now, like, I can go outside. I can lay by a pool. I can go to the beach. I have my animals. I have my family. Like, it's nothing compared to what The Circle was at all. Like, even the least bit. Like, people have it easy now. You have your phones. You can watch TV. Like, we didn't get to do any of that. I couldn't even listen to music. I didn't get to listen to music. Nothing.
How's your life changed since the show?
I mean, it's kind of okay. So, like, social media wise, that has changed, and I've been able to, like, financially, I'm really well because of social media. But, like, my day-to-day life and, like, how I live my life hasn't changed at all. I'm still getting my master's, still working with children diagnosed with autism and other disabilities. So I'm still a therapist. I'm still have my animals. I'm still in my same apartment. Like, I haven't purchased any big things. I'm not living this luxurious lifestyle that everyone thinks. I'm still the normal lifestyle that I had. It's just social media is just different. That's it.
Well, before we get to those social media outlets, final question from yours truly here. If somebody came to you and said, I want to be on a reality show, what advice would you give them?
See, my advice isn't like a regular, like, reality show advice, though, because my show is totally different than any other reality show that they have. So, like, for The Circle, I would just say to, like, really, like, mentally prepare yourself and to have things to keep you occupied, because it does get really hard. But, like, for other reality shows, I wouldn't even be able to give you advice, because I don't even know how I don't really even watch reality television other than like I watched the Jersey Shore years ago, but I don't even know what other reality shows consist of.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
Very nice. So, real quick, so when I told my friends that I was interviewing you for the podcast today, they're like, "How did you get her? How did you get her?" And I'm like, "I just emailed and asked." Like, it really was that simple. Would you mind for me just saying hi to Kylie and Kristen?
Hi, Kylie and Kristen.
Thank you so much. Thank
Of
you for
course.
coming on. I appreciate it. It's been a lot of fun talking
Absolutely.
to you and getting to know you.
So let's go ahead and plug those social media outlets, Sammie, before we throw it to a quick
absolutely.
break.
All my social media is the same. My Instagram, my Twitter, my YouTube, all that is at It's Sammie. So it's pretty easy to find.
There you go.
Oh,
All right.
I got one more question. I'm sorry. I forgot we got this in on Facebook. Do you still keep in touch with your friends from the circle?
Oh, of course. I talk to all of them. Yeah, I'm moving to LA actually next week, and Joey and Shubham and Alex all live in California, so we'll be able to be connected even more.
Awesome. The fan in me gets excited whenever you guys like each other's posts. I think it's cool.
Yeah, we're all really close.
All right. Well, thank you so much, and we'll be right back after this break.
I saw several tweets about it, and I was like, well,
it might be a meme that they're applying to WWE, but
I don't know.
And we're back. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to this episode of the Three Geeks podcast. John and I just got done interviewing Sammie from the Circle. John, she was pretty cool, right?
Yeah, most definitely. I think I guess that's the one thing I didn't realize when I asked the question about, the whole COVID-19 situation, that, at least we're blessed that we can get on the internet or be on our phones or whatnot and talk to actual people via text or phone. When you're on that game show, no contact with anyone. Yeah, no, absolutely. And I like that she has stayed humble, even though she's gone from, she said, 20,000 social media followers to 1 million in the span of like 6 months. But she's still doing her work with kids and stuff and still giving back to the community. I thought that was really cool. And she seemed very down to earth. With, young people, when they get rushed with fame, can, change.
Or any people.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you, Matt. I was going to say any person, regardless of age. So, again, thanks, Sammie, for coming on. It was a blessing to talk to you. And
bless him.
Bless him. That's right. So, how are you guys doing? We got the crew back.
Cool.
Yay.
Gosh. You guys are
Scott, what are you eating?
You guys are the regular conversation. Hey, Mike, I got a question for you. That
Cereal.
That piece of
what
art.
kind of cereal? Obviously, it's cereal.
It's some kind of like Kroger brand, like granola stuff or whatever.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty good.
Fun. I was thinking like Count Chocula. I pegged you as a Count Chocula.
Does
it have the like the little nut and honey things?
Yes.
Nice.
I'm taking a break. I was going on a real sugary cereal kick. I'm trying to be a little healthier. I was going through the family size boxes of like peanut butter. What's that? Reese's Puffs and like Cinnamon Toast Crunch and stuff. I do like some Count Chocula.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
All right, cool.
Mike, so you put together a compilation video of some of our best laughs. How long does something like that take?
I don't know. Honestly, I can't give you like a good timetable for how long it took. I mean, in order to put the video together and like render it and send it to you, it was like probably an hour at most. But like, it just took me a while to like remember like what episodes we had like big laughs in, and then find those episodes and then download them. But so like I did that over the span of like a couple of weeks, just because wasn't a top priority for me. Sorry.
No, that's fine.
What do you mean?
Really?
Whoa, dude.
I'm watching the video, and I don't remember us having any of those conversations. So I didn't know if it took like years to remember or to find the clips, because I don't even remember the Shane conversation, because that was officially unreleased.
That was like recently.
That was like 3 weeks ago or something.
We talk about
That was released.
Oh my goodness. That was very recently. The Shane thing I remember. That was really fun. But
made me realize how much I miss Philip.
oh man. Yeah, the ones with Philip, those are the ones that I was like, oh man.
Yeah.
My favorite was the clip of the racist comment we got.
Oh
how
man.
awesome we
Yeah. It's like, oh yeah, we had Fuzzy on.
We all at this exact same moment. Oh.
But hey, we got John here now, the new Philip. I mean, sorry.
What?
Philip 2.0.
I mean, like, we
No one can replace Philip, but we lost to Philip, but we gained a John and a Scott. Even though Scott's kind of been here in capacity, right?
On and
Animaniacs-wise.
off.
Yeah.
Awesome. John, you said you had some topics for today.
I actually did. I actually was
We
thinking
don't.
about some things. I found this while I was just scrolling through the news. Screen Rant has released 10 forgotten 1990s sci-fi or adventure films that were fantastic. So would you like to just kind of throw them out and we can discuss?
Let's do it.
Sure.
I'll be honest, some of these I've never even heard of. So number 10, I believe it's pronounced Abzras, Guardian of the Universe.
Abraxas?
Abraxas.
Abraxas.
Yes, thank
Is
you.
it Jesse Ventura?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
I've
say
never
it
actually
was-
seen it, but I've seen the clip where he's like, "You want me to tell you a story?" And like there's a little boy. He's like sits on. He's like he brings him into bed with him. He's like, "This is a tale of two men."
Oh,
Like, that's
yeah.
yes.
You know this clip.
I've never seen it, never even heard of it till this morning. So
I'm going to say it's not a great film, but there is a riff tracks version, which makes it excellent. So
okay.
I got to put this out there, John, because I didn't know this existed. Our guest that we're going to interview later in the week, Jesse, he was in Never Ending Story 3.
What?
there was an Never-Ending Story 3.
That's exactly what the what is about, Dan.
Did he
Exactly
work with
what the
Jack
what
Black? Did he work with Jack? Okay.
Yeah, Jack Black's in it too.
Yeah.
Huh.
I swear I didn't even know there was a third one.
Yeah, I didn't want to track
News
that
to
down,
me.
too.
Black. That was like one of his first gigs. Was
Okay.
being a bully in it.
Nice.
Piece.
Oh.
Lundgren film.
We sure that's a sci-fi movie?
It is.
It could be something else with that title.
Yeah, it's bad.
Thanks, Dan.
It's not
Would you
even
like me
as-
to read?
as
Would you
cool
like me
as
to read
that.
the summary, Mike?
Okay,
Okay,
ahead.
here we go. I Come in Peace centers on Lundgren's brilliantly named renegade lawman Jack Kane and his investigation. Things take an unusual turn and is behind the homicides as part of an elaborate plan involving him shooting people full of heroin in order to extract the endorphins created to sell as a drug called Bus on his home planet.
This is getting as complicated as Jupiter Ascending.
Or Remake Revolution starring John and Brian.
There we go. Yeah. It's getting as complicated as one of your ideas with Brian.
The next one on the list, Timescape. No comments on Timescape. I've never heard of it either.
Is that what distributes that? What company made that?
Well, okay, here it is. Released on video as Grand Tour Disaster in Time. So it had two different names.
Oh,
Yeah,
And it
Timescape
stars-
was the better choice.
yeah.
It stars Jeff Daniels.
I think I've seen the Grand Tour Disaster in Time one.
Oh. Is that the French cut? Oh, anyways. The next one, Fortress, which sounds amazing. I would like to check this one out. Stars Christopher Lambert. Enough said.
In the prison with the collar things.
Yes.
Yeah,
Correct.
There's a fourth.
It got a sequel.
Yes.
How about No Escape, starring Ray Liotta, and it looks like a really bad Mad Max ripoff.
Is that the one where they like send the prisoners to the island and they get the
Yep.
powers? I haven't seen that movie, but I've heard about it. All right, that puts me with half a point on the board. All right. Here we go.
How about Guyver, Dark Hero?
That has Mark Hamill in it, right?
Yeah.
I've heard of it.
I've seen the box for that when I worked at Blockbuster.
I've seen the box.
BGMX.
Is
The
it
box
based
was the
off
coolest part of it.
Isn't it based off an Japanese? Is it based off an anime or something? Or not?
The Guyver, this 1994 sequel, serves as a more faithful adaptation of the cult manga. Yes.
Manga. Okay.
But it doesn't say anything about Mark Hamill being in it.
Oh
But
well.
it maybe he is. They just didn't mention it.
Maybe he like stripped his name out of it. He's like, I don't want to be like credited.
Affiliated.
Yeah, like I when I had my job at Blockbuster, I really thought I would watch more movies like that, but instead I just watched movies that I liked. Like it was like, no, I'll just take this again. Like I don't have to.
It's the fallacy, because I was down at World's Greatest Comics talking to the owner Jeff, and he was like, the biggest misconception bookshop that have all the free time in the world to read comics. He goes, I don't. He goes, I don't read comics because I don't have time.
Side note: Jeff is an awesome dude.
Yes, he is. Okay, this one I heard of, so this is my point, though I've never seen it. Strange Days.
I've heard of it.
Oh, that's the one with hold on. Angela Bassett.
Ray Fiennes. It's a Catherine Bigelow flick, which I did not know that.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's the one where like they have you can like make a recording of yourself, like of your brain, and then like people can like relive your memories.
Oh, that's pretty.
Like there's a serial killer who would use that thing. He would put the other one on the person he was killing, so the person he was killing could feel his excitement as he was killing them, and yada yada yada. There's this whole tripped out, messed up thing, and that's actually a really good movie. It's like
Strange Days.
Yeah,
Strange Days.
It's
Yes.
really, really good. I know like the concept is a lot better than the movie came out to be, but like it's still solid, and there's a lot of good actors in it.
Yeah. Next is Existence.
Nice.
I have seen
heard of that one.
Existence.
Existence.
Existence. Yeah.
That's like got the joysticks that look like centipedes or whatever, right?
Yeah.
That's the video game where they're making like guns out of bones and shit, and it shoots teeth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a David Cronenberg film.
Yeah.
With Jennifer Jason Leigh and Jude Law.
Yeah.
So
it's a Cronenberg film, Max. You would love it.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Chest vaginas and all kinds of stuff.
Why don't
There's
you?
no
What,
chest vaginas.
you don't like Cronenberg movies?
I know what there's no way you say David Cronenberg and I am out. Like that's
You never watched The History of Violence?
Yeah.
That's a Cronenberg.
Okay,
flick.
well,
That's awesome.
I like that one. But
Well, what about
that you must admit for that dude is timid.
no? How about Scanners? You
Oh, yeah.
You've seen Scanners, haven't you, Max? No.
Yeah.
Oh.
I heard about it. I know, like.
Max,
Have you watched?
he's seen clips of The Fly and Videodrome. He's
Yeah,
good.
no.
Yeah.
Okay.
So-
How about Crash? Oh,
Crash?
you love Crash.
I was just gonna say Crash.
Crash, the racist movie?
No.
Crash, the one where people get basically people have sex while watching car crashes.
Yeah.
No, haven't seen
Yeah,
that.
story.
You love it. Casey Jones from the Ninja Turtles makes out with James Spader.
Awesome.
Yeah, who else is in it? One of the Arquette sisters is in it.
One of the Arquettes is in it.
Isn't Danny DeVito in it too?
I hope not. I can't remember. It's been a
I
while
can't
since I've seen
remember
it.
either.
I just remember James Spader, and then he makes out with Elias Koteas. So
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Last two on the list. The City of Lost Children.
Nice.
Yep. That's a French film, isn't it?
Yes.
It's got Run. Wasn't Dark City, I was going to be pissed at that list.
Dark
Yeah.
City's
Nope.
amazing. I love
Oh,
Dark
yeah.
City.
I haven't seen that movie in a long time.
I've never seen it, but I've heard a lot about it.
Same. I've heard about it. I've never seen it.
I know it
Never
came
seen it.
out right around the same time as Matrix, which is why I kind of know.
That's
the only time I've been like, yeah, Rufus Sewell's a great good guy.
So I think I missed one on your list, but I
Wow,
wouldn't say
Dan,
that
that's
they were
impressive.
great horror movies or great sci-fi movies.
Wow. That's
And
impressive.
who released that list? Screen Rant?
Screen Rant, yes.
Okay.
But Mark Hamill was in The Guyver, so there
Yes. I knew I wasn't crazy.
Mike, do you not appreciate Screen Rant? You kind of went like,
Screen Rant's okay.
you go. It's like Watch Mojo, just
Yeah.
some kind of giant thing that just churns out videos.
Sure.
It's like, here's what the kids enjoy in these little niche corners of pop culture, right?
We're going up Dark Souls 500 times. But speaking of that French flick that you were talking about,
City of Lost Children.
City of Lost Children, if you can find it, that is a very weird PS1 game.
Really?
Yes.
Put that out in America?
Yes.
Okay.
Didn't know that they made game tie-in.
Yeah,
Define weird.
Oh man.
If I remember right, I bought it when I was in college, having not seen the movie. I was just like, hey, this looks neat. And I put it in, and I think it's like a point-and-click adventure, but it has the whole art direction from the film, which I saw later, and then I understood. But
Was this on 3/4-inch drive floppy disk?
no, it's PS1. It's on the weird little black disc.
Okay.
Is it better than the Die Hard trilogy for the PS1?
Die Hard trilogy is freaking awesome.
Okay, just making sure.
he's run around and go yippee-ki-yay all the time because they can't say the rest of the phrase.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, I know.
There.
But they
Now
can't-
you can't make money.
I found another interesting article today, and unfortunately, Brian Lyle's not here to enjoy this because I think it's right up his alley.
So there's lots of armpit hair involved.
Yes,
No armpit hair.
or Golden Girls.
I haven't had a chance to listen to your guys' recording, so don't spoil it for me.
I won't spoil it, but
Oh, okay. Well, small spoiler. They don't even get anywhere close to armpit hair. So
okay, thank you.
John, we
so
talked.
if you're waiting for it, that doesn't happen.
John, we talked about this off air, but not on air. But do you get nervous anytime Brian opens his mouth when you guys compete together?
Well, I just want to make sure he doesn't go rogue like he did with the armpit hair thing. That's
it's like having Mel Gibson on your police force. At some point in time, he's gonna fucking go rogue. Like
right.
it's like
Okay.
having
It's not a question of if, it's a question of when.
Maybe not as extreme as that, but
it's like having Ethan Hunt on your special missions force. At some point in time, he's going rogue. Like that's
I got to apologize. I wasn't thinking of Lethal Weapon Mel Gibson. I was just thinking actual Mel Gibson.
Well, that's
works
fair.
either way. Works either way. It works either way.
He's just drunk
He's out
driving
there
around. It's fine.
Yeah, he's out there making anti-Semitic comments all the time,
Just
arresting
randomly
Jewish people for no reason.
Ex-wife and
No.
terrible messages. Absolutely.
John, as I was listening back to the recording, I got very nervous for you every time that you let Brian talk.
Hey man, because we had a solid game plan, and I wanted to stick to the game plan. So, but anywho, so I saw this thing on Webtoon, which real quick, if I can give a plug, Jay Calic, who was a guest on the PBD cast actually 2 months ago, has a great book. Is a tale about a young lady who is a sewer worker and how has to go through all these underground in the sewers and run species, mutations, and all this jazz. His first 2 issues got picked up by Webtoons. So if you are interested in checking out the book, please go give Jay a like, a follow, because he's a good dude. The book is really interesting. It's got a real cool vibe to it. I will just throw it out there. But anyways, back launching this week on Webtoon, Charlie Adlard from The Walking Dead's got a new project coming out called Planet Divok 91, which is actually funded by several UK science organizations So this webcomics is basically kind of like trying to explain how viruses come about. Because in the plot, there's an Earth-like planet that's kind of re-terraformed so that both aliens and humans can breathe the same air, but then there's some like ramifications of doing that. And so I thought it was something interesting, like bringing current situation into comics.
It's like the aliens get high off the air that they breathe in, and then like what they exhale like gets us high, you know. So it's like this whole mutually like awesome thing that happens. It's
I'm not sure that that's in the comic, but you know,
it's like a good version of that Dolph Lundgren movie. You see, instead of killing people, you know, with heroin, making sure everybody gets high.
right, yeah, no, it's just a glorious time, like, and then we all like come together in peace and harmony.
It's like Sergeant Pepper's.
Right.
Yes. Hey, do you guys think DC Universe streaming service is going to be around much longer?
No, it's going to merge in with HBO Max.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was still
They
around.
already got Harley Quinn. They got
Doom Patrol.
Doom Patrol.
Titan. They got a bunch of stuff already, so it's like
Yeah, because it was announced this week that they're getting a season 2 for Stargirl, and it's going straight to the CW. It's not doing the stupid air Monday on DC Universe and then Tuesday air on CW. It's just going. So I'm like, that's got to be with that and Doom Patrol leaving.
oh yeah, no,
DC Universe is done.
Yeah, like we just need to get like because all the Batman animated is over there too, right? On HBO Max.
I think so. I think there's some kind of like licensing deals that they're waiting to expire, which is why they don't have all the shows yet. But I think it's going to happen.
But
that would make sense because like the two Burton Batmans were on DC Universe for the longest time, and then they're just gone now. And I think they're over on HBO Max. So I'm not. So yeah, Warner's is just reorganizing and reshuffling stuff slowly.
Right.
Does that mean we can get Swamp Thing season 2?
No.
That got canceled, man. That show got canceled.
So what?
I heard the show was really good too.
There's a universe where Constantine and Swamp Thing are both good shows that stayed on the air, and Dan is like the happiest person alive. But there's like another
shows
universes where it doesn't happen.
Well, to be fair, the Constantine actor does get to come back as Constantine every once in a while.
I mean, like, he's voice acting as Constantine, and he'll pop up here and there, but, like, the show didn't deserve what it got. Like, it was better than, I mean, freaking,
all the CW shows.
It's better than, I would argue, Supergirl, but, like it's, yeah, they got robbed. No, like you can't. I feel like and Swamp Thing only got a season 1, which people liked, and somehow still they got canceled. That doesn't make any sense.
It got canceled before it was even like done airing. Like they were like, this season, by the way, we're canceled. Like
there were like 2 shows out when that got canceled. So.
Right, it just no sense at all. So yeah, I agree with Dan. Good shows got canceled, but Dan, if the universe works how the universe does. Those shows never come back. I'm sorry. They never come back.
Young Justice.
Young Justice did come back.
Yeah, but that's because
don't call it a comeback.
Would not
They've
stand
been here for years. Rocking the tears.
No, because like you can't have a universe with no injustice. That's just who wants to live there? How did we even survive that?
I mean, we got Young Justice Go. It's fine. Or
Teen Titans Go.
Teen Titans Go. My bad.
Oh my God! Don't give them any ideas,
that's
Dan.
Your favorite. Yeah. See, Young Justice Go would be great. Come on.
I like.
Feel my pain, Max.
They fucking cancel Young Justice and it's just Young Justice Go.
I heard the movie was actually kind of good.
It was funny.
So they're doing a Constantine movie, aren't they? They're going to try to do a new one. Is it?
Yeah,
They getting Keanu Reeves
talks. Yeah.
With Keanu Reeves.
No,
they better get dude. They better get that dude. Like
Matt Ryan.
Yeah. Like he's awesome. And like
he is.
Like he's like a genuinely like just decent person. Like Dan bumped into him one time, like out in the real world and he wasn't a dick.
I was passing him. He was going the other way in a hallway at a con. I was like, "Hey, dude, you're the best Constantine." He goes, "Thanks, bloke." And he just keeps going. I was like, "Nice." That's all I wanted to say to the man. So okay.
He's actually English too, so that works out. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he actually smokes. I've seen that at Wizard World. He's on the dock smoking a cigarette.
He
I'm
rolls his own.
Does he?
Yeah.
That's John Constantine right there.
Technically, John Constantine is the one that orders 60 silk cut every day, but it is pretty badass.
That is badass.
I'm down for a
sweet.
Constantine movie. There's a lot of good stuff they could do there. If they, like again, but I want it to be like, I mean, if you're doing Constantine, it's gotta be really dark. So like, it's like you got to get the right person for it, and not try to make it like, well, this is something that should be PG-13. You shouldn't even think about PG-13.
No.
Are they even thinking about integrating that with the Justice League Dark project they're working on? Because that's been moving from like feature division to television, back to feature, back to television.
Sorry, yeah. That it should, but again, like if I were them, I'm not trying to make a PG-13 movie. Like it's been financially, it works. Deadpool proves that you can make a rated R movie and make a bunch of money. So I just hope they take it seriously, and that'd be awesome if they're just like, okay, well, some of them could be a little darker than others, and they're all tied together still. But
just give me some Constantine King Shark power bottoms action, and I'm down for this movie.
King Shark is a shark.
Yes, and apparently a top. So.
So what do you guys think about the new Batwoman actress being named? I believe her name, I don't know if I'm pronouncing correct. Is it Javicia Leslie? Is that how it's pronounced?
Butchering that. That sounds butchering.
John, I trust anything you say because you found out the blood type of Sammie from the circle. So anything that you could do.
What kind of stalker shit are you into?
The stuff John pulls out in interviews is just
what the fuck, John?
No, that's not. I don't know what blood type. Come on.
It was a joke.
I don't know. I don't buy it. I think you do know. You creep. What do you know about me?
What you don't know is much like Batgirl, in the other bedroom is a giant. I'm like Oracle. I have a giant computer screen mainframe that download shit from everything.
Like, nowadays, multiple screens where it's at. Like the one giant screen is kind of gone. Like nobody.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you gotta have like 17. You gotta look like Neil Peart, except.
I've got so much information at my fingertips, and I can play A to Z.
I'm sorry, I was stuck in the Birds of Prey CW show where there was just one monitor, 2004. Sorry.
That was like her information column. Like it was just this column of light came down and just be screaming around her. It's like, yeah.
I've only seen half an episode of that Birds of Prey show. It was pretty bad.
It was okay. It wasn't great. It was
honestly,
okay.
it's fine. It's perfectly serviceable. It's absolutely not what Birds of Prey is comics wise, but that's fine.
Yeah.
And it's got what's his name, Mr. Pitt from Seinfeld as Alfred. So I'm happy.
Yeah.
How much better would it have been instead of like if they did the Killing Joke as a Birds of Prey intro, like if they did Birds of Prey movies? And they didn't add into that extraneous Batman crap because it was like just like the pilot for a Birds of Prey animated. How awesome would that have been?
But they would have still messed it up. Because that's what they do.
I mean, you're not wrong.
I got to be honest. I'm not even looking forward to Batwoman when it returns because I think that, as we've talked before, you've ruined the entire show because with a new character as a new Batwoman, all the relationships are ruined. Like, why would she
build them?
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna have to just start all over again.
Well, here's what I'm curious about. Ruby Rose, first Batwoman. Are they gonna explain why she's gone? Like, is it she died or is it
she's missing? Apparently,
it's another mystery.
Wasn't that the premise of the show to begin with? Was that Batman was missing?
Yes.
So now
Everybody goes
Batman
missing.
and his cousin are missing.
So no, this is great because every season you just recast the character and,
Yeah.
and the person before just goes missing. So you keep the mystery going.
Ooh. Then when the show gets canceled, you have your feature film, like Firewalk with Me,
Ooh,
and you learn
yes.
who's done all the kidnapping.
And all the kidnapping's been done by the Spectre.
Ah,
I mean, look,
Okay, never mind.
Black Scorpion.
it's Alfred.
Dan, was that a WCW
all
Black
dead.
Scorpion reference?
No.
Oh, okay.
That was the old TV show Black
Yes.
Scorpion.
Okay.
Oh, was Mantis also involved too, Dan?
Sure.
They went missing. They're all dead. Alfred told the bad guys where the Batcave is, and they died. And he
Yes.
gets somebody else to do it, and then he's like, "Oh, are you looking to kill the Batman? This way, sir." And then,
See, series finale. It's revealed Alfred this whole time has been sending out like complaint comment cards to the bad guys. If you're dissatisfied with the Bat Person's service, please forward to this address.
Or it's a tie-in. It's a tie-in, and Jessica Fletcher has killed them all.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. The ultimate crime fighter.
Speaking of,
It's like her version of Curtains. It's great.
our next episode of Matt Talk is highly anticipated in all of our Matlock Facebook groups. The Judge.
Hey, lots of people like Dick Van Dyke and Andy Griffith as a tag team, man, on a powerhouse episode of Matlock.
Dude, you know
That's
how
right, Mike. That's right. Dick Van Dyke is a guest star.
You know how hard it was for me not to drop that episode last week when all of the Facebook groups were talking about that episode?
I know. And I was in there just stirring up the pot. Like the one guy was like, "Oh, I love that episode," and I'm like, I drop in his comments. Then you're gonna love the next episode of Matt Talk. Boom! Just like
Dick Van Dyke,
shameless plug.
Ever.
If I was able to respond with a smiley face, I would, young man.
go get my teeth so I can respond.
Let me ask you guys a question. Let's say that you're on trial, you murdered somebody, right? And you're a judge, and they ask you to testify. So you know that Matlock is on to you. What are you going to do when they recess? Are you going to get in a car and drive to Mexico, or are you going to drive to the place where you committed the murder, get the clothes that you wore during the murder, throw them away, and then go back to the trial?
Kidnap Matlock.
You should have
Knowing that they're on to you, so somebody's probably following you.
You should have disposed of the evidence beforehand. I feel like if you're going to commit a crime, you should leave as little evidence. I mean, like, actually, no, I'm sorry. He did it right. He did it right. If you're a criminal, do it just like he did it.
Mexico. Drive
No,
to Mexico.
don't drive to Mexico. Do exactly what he did in the show. It'll work for you.
Drive to
Yeah.
I kind of have a, I
Go back
kind
to
of
the scene of
feel
the crime, reenact the thing. It's great.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
have a feeling I know the answer to this. Are there episodes where Matlock is put on trial?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. There is, I think, 2, if I remember correctly.
Jesus. That's
There's one
too
for sure.
many.
There's, you know what? No, I think it's wrong. I think it's a 2-parter. So I'm wrong. I think there's only one, because I vaguely remember he goes back to this podunk town and he's trying to defend this guy, and then somehow he's pegged for the murderer, and disheveled Matlock because he's sleeping in the jail cell, so his suit's all wrinkled and the hair's.
It's like it's both worlds, basically. That's what you're saying.
Did Matlock ever have a mashup with Magnum PI?
He should have. They did with Diagnosis Murder. That's when Dick Van Dyke comes back later as a different character. John's favorite thing that these shows do.
I hate that. I just,
Murder, She Wrote did.
They all do.
dude, somebody posted in one of those Matlock Facebook groups that Matt is better than Murder, She Wrote. And I'm like, is this how, like...
Nah.
Bite your tongue. Bite it.
Yeah. I mean,
in
next
some,
we're just going to say Matlock's better than Columbo. And that's...
dude, there was probably, whoever wrote that, there was probably a massive fight at a retirement home somewhere.
Yeah.
Dr. Quinn
Oh,
medicine
I wanna
woman
see
can
that.
beat that touch by an angel bitch.
Grandpa, like they just taught Grandpa how to get on there, and now he's got to go get his heart medication because he's like,
Yeah.
oh, this motherfucker did not just say that.
Stairway to Heaven is better than all of them.
Stairway to Heaven. You mean
Seventh Heaven.
Oh, Seventh Heaven. How about Highway to Heaven?
No.
Old people
Hey.
love that show. It's got the dad from Little House on the Prairie in it.
Grandpa
Michael London.
from our house disagrees. He's out there talking about your diabetes and eat some oatmeal. And he's out there starting shit with Highway to Heaven.
Speaking of retirement homes, this episode is brought to you by Depends.
Hey, Mike, real quick, did you ever check out that show that I told you about for your one and done?
I wasn't able to yet. Things have been kind of busy.
Yeah, no,
here,
I got you. I got you. I just wondered if you researced any of it.
I've still got it written down,
Okay.
so I will at some point, I'm sure.
Okay, it's horrendous.
Now I'm
I
curious.
can't wait.
It's I don't remember the full title. It's something
Yeah.
something Matthew Starr.
Yeah,
And
let me check here. I
yeah,
got it in there.
Comet had it on one day, and I'm watching it, and Lou Gossett Jr. is in it.
All right.
Yes.
And it's
So-
about this kid that comes from another planet, and Lou
Oh
Gossett.
God, yeah.
The powers of
Yeah.
Matthew Starr.
Thank you.
Yeah.
The powers.
Because he's like a prince from some foreign planet, and then they come to Earth, and
Yeah.
Louis Gossett is his
Surrogate dad.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
didn't he come from there too? Like he was some
I
kind
think
of
so.
general who's supposed to guard the kid or something.
Yes.
Yeah,
God.
it's awful. Yeah, it's,
Here's the thing though, Dan. Like I watched an episode, and then the very next episode, I started watching. I'm like, wait a minute, that goes against everything that happened in the previous episode. And so I looked it up online because fucking NBC decides at the very last episode, since it was canceled, to retcon everything. So I'm like, wait, none of this happened? I just watched the episode where he stopped the school bus from going over the ledge. It's
No, he didn't.
horrendous.
No, he didn't.
I think the
That's
worst part of that show though is just all of the tropes from that time.
Oh yeah.
Like it all ends with the freeze frame smiley face thing, and it's just ooh.
You've been listening to the first episode of Powers of Matthew Starr with Mr. Dan and John, coming soon to
Yay.
Anchor.fm.
Except I'm not watching any more of that, so no.
That's gonna be on Peacock, I'm pretty sure.
Star Power Podcast, is that what you call it? What do you,
Yeah, there you go.
I think there's like a fun
Hilarious.
Mr. Sparkle Japanese thing that we could do with this. That's that needs to happen with the Star Power Podcast. You guys should definitely run with it.
Speaking of old shows, I started watching Spider-Man a couple weeks ago.
Oh man,
It's-
go hang out with freaking Arc Matter.
Yeah, it's all on YouTube, and it's a very interesting take on Spider-Man. That's all I'm gonna say.
Is that the one where he's always like the Spider-Man from hell?
Yeah. His whole speech is that he brings like revenge from hell,
Yes.
and then he's got a giant robot.
but he's
He's not an alien.
he gets alien powers.
Yeah. He got bit from, or no, he got his powers from an alien. I think it came from a spider. For some reason,
Yeah.
spiders got stuck in there somewhere.
So he's got powers of a spider from an alien species, but he fights for hell.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
but like he's vengeance, and he has a giant robot.
Oh yeah, I
But
think
who
they're
doesn't?
teasing. He's
Who
supposed to.
doesn't?
I
They're
don't.
teasing like he's supposed to be in Spider-Verse 2, perhaps. I think that's like what the filmmakers are teasing. We're like,
The Jones.
oh, we'll bring in the giant
Jones
robot.
next door just bought a 75-foot freaking giant robot. Now I have to go get an 100-foot robot. Like that has to happen.
The best part of the show, though, is just the transition from him in his normal clothes to him in the Spider-Man suit. Because you just see the suit like fly up against him, like with nothing in it, just somebody chucked it, and then
It's like, isn't that like when the Flash
Then he's got
opens
it
up his
on.
ring?
yeah. It's just I find that brilliant.
Oh, can I ask real quick? Because I think I saw like Toy Galaxy did a episode, I think, on this. Is this the 70s Spider-Man from
Yes.
Japan?
Yeah.
That's what
He's
the-
like a
okay.
motorcycle, like
Yes.
racing
Okay.
star or something.
Yes, because
Yeah.
Dan Larson of Toy Galaxy did a little like 10-minute video about it, and I watched it. It looked hilarious.
It's definitely interesting.
absurd.
Sweet.
Nice. So, Gotham PD is getting a television series on HBO Max.
Didn't they already dedicate like 5 seasons to Gotham?
It's being done by Matt Reeves and the team behind the Batman that's coming out with Pattinson.
Oh, great.
So there's no word yet if Pattinson will be involved, but this will be Gotham PD during the time of Batman, not during the time of 5-year-old Bruce Wayne.
But not Batman.
But it's being done by HBO. So we're in an interesting time where, DC projects are on HBO Max, which means Warner Brothers and HBO. So I'm hoping that this means HBO side is more involved in the show. If that's the case, then I'm optimistic.
Yeah, but HBO side was involved in the end of Game of Thrones. Think about that.
Yeah, but they were all involved with Game of
But
Thrones.
in their defense, HBO wanted more, and those 2 guys wanted to go make a Star Wars. So
Which they got fired off of.
Right.
Because of,
yeah. So who's really to blame for the quality of the last 6 episodes of your show?
I'm just saying HBO has a really good track record.
Yeah, they do a lot of good shows. I'm definitely.
Think of it as The Wire, but in Gotham, Max.
And Matt,
I'm hoping, but like, are they going to make that? Like, do we get that? Do I dare hope for that? I mean,
Well, here's my question then about like, is DC finally going to have some like actual brand integration and not the limp-wristed extended universe thing they're trying with movies? Like, will they actually have to do movies? Because if you pull the cast from this upcoming Batman movie into an HBO show, it works because you got what's his name, Jeffrey Wright as Commissioner Gordon. You've got that guy on Westworld already. Seal him in for another HBO show. Like, because that dude is gold. That guy's phenomenal as an actor.
they haven't confirmed any of that. It's being assumed because, like I said, the team behind the movie is working on the show. And HBO, along with Matt Reeves, also has a pretty good track record. So that's what gets me optimistic. The fact that DC's involved is a little worrisome when it comes to TV. But
I mean, just DC and Warner Brothers, the both of them, just.
But Watchmen was good.
Have no.
Yeah, Watchmen was good. I liked Watchmen.
HBO and DC.
Oh yeah, no, the show. Yeah, that was good. That was really
Doom
good.
Patrol's good.
Hey, if they do this Gotham PD, will I get what I want? Will I get a Hitman?
Maybe.
Oh yeah, Hitman. I forgot about that.
I just finished reading the whole. Well, actually, I never read the final couple volumes because they just came out. But that's what I did this summer. Was I've been reading Hitman, and it's really good. I think we need a Hitman to be merged into the DC universe and into the Gotham universe.
Have you guys watched the Harley Quinn show? Anybody the animated?
Yes,
That's really good too.
yes, it's
I like that. It's a fun show.
So some good things happening over on HBO Max.
Yeah, I mean, like that's true too. I like anyway. I just said I'm so jaded. It's not even. It's not even anything with that. But I mean, it's like if you look at DC animation, that it's like the quality has taken a step down. And like they have some hits, but they're having more misses now. And
look how mature we are.
Huh?
That's
yeah.
the main problem.
Fuck.
Look how mature we are. Yeah. If we can swear. We can swear and
we can square.
Yeah. We
Square up, and
if we can show.
Look, there's some blood. Did you see the blood?
A strip joint twice.
Did you see all that blood?
Oh yeah. Very mature, sir. Ass bats.
Oh man, ass bats for days.
hey, if they're gonna do this Gotham PD, I'm gonna piggyback off of Mike's comment. I would love to see Omar Little in Gotham. If we're gonna go with the Wire crossover,
just this character, or just the character from The Wire.
Yeah.
Whistling Farmer in the Dell, walking down the street in the middle of Gotham.
I don't know. I don't think Omar is as bad as he is if he's working in Gotham. There's a lot more messed up people than that walking around.
So Watchmen, actually, Damon Lindelof recently said that he will not do a season 2. He said his series was meant to be one and done. So if somebody else wants to continue Watchmen, which I guess HBO does want to continue Watchmen, he says it'll be with a different storyteller. He says think of it like a group dance-off. Like, he came in the middle, he told his story, and he went back to the side. So if somebody else wants to jump in the middle, do their story, and then jump to the side.
I mean,
Okay, the way they ended it, it could work. Like, because I honestly, I kind of like not knowing where that payoff is going to go in the very last scene of the show by the pool. Those who've seen the show know what I'm talking about, by the swimming pool. Like, you could leave it open-ended like that, and I'd be perfectly fine. Honestly, that at first I was kind of like, yeah, but if it's going to be like other storytellers, like if it's going to be like an anthology series and just tell another story from another part of the country post the big brain alien thing, I'd be down for that.
Two things. One, props for the Soul Train reference. Like, it's a dance-off. I like that.
I like that analogy too.
I like that analogy. Secondly, I have not seen Watchmen. So at the end, does Phoebe Cates come out of the swimming pool? Is that the ending?
yeah.
No?
Yeah.
Okay.
You guessed it.
John, you really do love the 80s, don't you? Like, Sinbad is so 90s, Phoebe Cates is so 80s.
No,
Mike is disgusted.
We'll see how it goes.
I'm just taking it in. It's all good.
I would love to see a dark Constantine movie and like HBO series that lets Constantine just pop in and out, and like I'm down for all that stuff.
Would you pull in Max like Dead Man and Zatanna?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All that stuff. Just make it good. Like that's the thing. It's like you just need something. Like, I mean, it's like this dude. Like, if you're gonna tell your story, just tell your story. And if you're not supposed to go past that, if it's just supposed to be this thing, then don't. I'm so happy that somebody is just like, I'm not doing this money grab.
Yes.
The story was meant to be just that. I don't know where it goes from here. I don't. That's not the story I want to tell.
I like more the limited series approach to things, like, because that worked really well with Watchmen. I think if that's what they're going to do, that worked really well with Watchmen. You can tell another story in the Watchmen universe, just don't continue that story. I liked what they did with Chernobyl. Obviously, that you know how that turns out. Spoilers, lots of death.
Oh man.
Any Phoebe Cates? Nothing?
No.
Okay, never mind.
She was around probably at the time, but had nothing to do with it.
She didn't die. It's fine.
Didn't die. What was the other one? The Outsider. I just finished watching The Outsider limited series, and like, I'm perfectly fine with that just being what it is.
There's going to be another season because there's another book.
Go fuck yourself, HBO.
Because the Night of the Outsider is actually part 4 in a book series by Stephen King.
Okay, well,
they're going to tell they ignored the first 3 books, which is fine.
Wait,
because nothing but good stuff came out of directly following a lot of Stephen King adaptations.
The Outsider was really good. I haven't read the sequel yet, but I'm looking forward to it.
It's not like one of the most renowned horror movies ever did really well because it completely abandoned a lot of Stephen King sensibilities.
But Stephen King's version of the Shining in the 90s was the greatest Stephen King adaptation ever, Mike.
The dude from Wings flipping the croquet mallet? Yeah, that was something.
I don't know. Stephen King adaptations have been good lately. Dr. Sleep was really good.
But that was also kind of they were trying to like integrate both versions into that one. So it was an adaptation, but it wasn't. I don't know.
Also, you said lately.
Yeah, I said lately. Over the last 3 years, 4 years.
You said.
Come on, we can have a Tommy Knockers, watch party. It'll be great.
Done. Mike Flanagan, who did Dr. Sleep and
Gerald's Game,
is doing another adaptation too.
So give them all to Mike. He'll be fine.
Yeah, Mike Flanagan is great with horror.
He's the go-to. It Chapter 2 was massively disappointing.
I like it.
The only good thing about that was Bill Hader, and I was just like,
yeah.
I mean, but like again, it's that same thing with like The Conjuring. Freaking when you reveal like a monster, it just like loses all the your imagination can't go anywhere else. Like they've solidified it in your head, and then it's something that's defeatable.
Well, I wouldn't say that because like Pennywise in the movie, like the actor playing him, I I do enjoy his performance, and there are really some unsettling parts. But guess what? All the really unsettling parts took place in the first movie with the kids who are actually like really good in that story. So,
well, my issues with It Chapter 2 as somebody who actually enjoyed it is the movie's pacing and editing is way off. So I'm curious to see what it'll look like because he says he's going to do a director's cut where he puts the two movies together.
Of course.
And like
everything gets a director's cut now.
No, he's going to cut them so they're intermixed with each other. And because like in It Chapter 2, all the stuff with the kids felt way out of place.
They're going to do this stuff. Are they going to do the same thing that the miniseries did? Whenever someone gets the phone call, they're going to do the zoom in. They're just going to digitally zoom in on people.
I hope
Extreme close up. Whoa!
I'll watch 8 hours of that.
But I mean, the one thing that ruined It Chapter 2 for me was the stupid ending. I hated it so much.
I like the references to Stephen King not being able to write endings through.
Yeah, and then they screwed up the ending again. It doesn't.
Which part of the? I'm trying to remember, like just the fallout from everything, or was there?
When they finally beat him.
When they bullied him.
They're just they're just bullying it needed something else.
Yeah.
Because that's just not.
It's better than the book ending.
yeah, it is. but still, it needed something.
Time we like just like Stephen King. I'm most mad at Stephen King for The Stand. That book, not the movie, the book. The ending to that book is so dumb.
I liked it.
Oh my god! It totally invalidates everything else in the book. It's like, why? Why did it even happen? Who cares?
I like the ending of the book because it's a literal Deus Ex Machina. I mean, it's like, where do we go from here? Okay.
I just bought the book, so I'm looking forward to checking it out.
Oh my god, dude! And it's like so like the villain is awesome.
Yeah.
You care about all the heroes. The story is good. All the imagery is great. You know, like Stephen King does a really good job of putting you there. Like the book is good until the end. Yeah. And then after that, you're just like, I hate this whole thing because like it's just totally pointless. It's just like you're like, why did I even care about these people? Oh god, oh my goodness.
Does anyone remember what was it, Storm of the Century?
Yeah,
it was like a TV minute. That wasn't based off of an actual like Stephen King story, was it? That was when he actually
wrote
like, developed
the script as the book, like they released the Stephen King script.
Okay,
you know.
That's what I was wondering. Was because I've done that as well, where he's perhaps written for television.
Like I kind of like that one.
I just like it because it's got what's his name? Not Comfy or not Comini. Comini's O'Brien from Next Generation.
Yeah,
like, completely different. You have to give me your children.
Give me what I want, and I'll go away. And it just beams away.
What was the book with the? It's like the kid, and you're like, it's like a road trip book.
The Talisman.
Yes, I would
see, but he had Peter Straub with that one.
Yeah, no, those
were great.
Steven Spielberg bought the rights to that. It just hasn't done anything with it yet.
To do darker Harry Potter, like with the Talisman. Yeah. It's basically Harry Potter, but like,
we need a new Harry Potter.
I would really like to see that. I think that would be really good. Of course, they have to keep it like dark though. Like,
there's a sequel to that book too.
Yeah,
which is also good.
Coming